Welcome back to the Bible Reading Project. It is Monday, Mark chapter 16, and thank you so much for tuning in with us all the way through the Gospel of Mark. It has been a great journey since January of 2020. It has brought us through a lot of ups and downs, even in our country, and it's been interesting to me that in the midst of all this virus and this stuff that's going on, we've been in Mark 14, 15, and 16, and I hope you've been blessed. This finishes up the Gospel of Mark. Hang in there with me all week long. It is going to be a great week. We've just celebrated Easter, the resurrection of Jesus Christ, and now we get to spend the following week after Easter reading about what was going on in the resurrection. Let's just jump right in, if we will. I'm going to read all the verses today, and we're just going to let it soak into our heart, and then I've got some good things to challenge you with ahead for the week. Hey, hang around to the end because I want to pray for you and put my faith with you. Let's jump right in. New Living Translation, verse 1. Saturday evening, when the Sabbath ended, Mary Magdalene, Mary the mother of James, and Salome went out and purchased burial spices so they could anoint Jesus' body. Very early on Sunday morning, just at sunrise, they went to the tomb. On the way, they were asking each other, "Who will roll away the stone for us from the entrance of the tomb?" But as they arrived, they looked up and saw that the stone, which was very large, had already been rolled aside. When they entered the tomb, they saw a young man clothed in a white robe sitting on the right side. The women were shocked. But the angel said, "Don't be alarmed. You're looking for Jesus of Nazareth, who was crucified. He isn't here. He's risen from the dead. Look, this is where they laid his body. Now go and tell his disciples, including Peter, that Jesus is going ahead of you to Galilee. You will see him there, just as he told you before he died." The women fled from the tomb, trembling and bewildered, and they said nothing to anyone because they were too frightened. After Jesus rose from the dead early on Sunday morning, the first person who saw him was Mary Magdalene, the woman whom he had cast out 7 demons. She went to the disciples who were grieving and weeping and told them what had happened. But when she told them that Jesus was alive, she had seen him, they didn't believe her. Afterward, he appeared in a different form to 2 of his followers who were walking from Jerusalem into the country. They rushed back to tell the others, but no one believed them. Still later, he appeared to the 11 disciples as they were eating together. He rebuked them for their stubborn unbelief because they refused to believe those who had seen him after he had been raised from the dead. And he told them, "Go into all the world and preach the good news to everyone. Anyone who believes and is baptized will be saved, but anyone who refuses to believe will be condemned. These miraculous signs will accompany those who believe. They will cast out demons in my name, and they will speak in new languages. They will be able to handle snakes with safety, and if they drink anything poisonous, it won't hurt them. They will be able to place their hands on the sick, and they will be healed." When the Lord had finished talking with them, he was taken up into heaven, and he sat down in the place of honor at God's right hand. And the disciples went everywhere and preached, and the Lord worked with them, confirming what they said by many miraculous signs. I want to just let you think about this today and for the remainder of the week as we celebrate the resurrection of Jesus Christ. We're 2,000 years removed from that event, but he's still alive. I love the way Mark ends it. He said Jesus is in a place of honor, seated at the right hand of the Father, and he's working with the disciples, which tells me this: if he can do that then, he can still do it today. Jesus is in the place of honor beside the Father, but he wants to work through you. And I want you this week to say, I have said this prayer since January, and I hope it's sinking into your heart. But I know if you pray it, Jesus will use you in a way to confirm his life to other people. That's what he did with Mary Magdalene. She went and said, "Hey, Jesus is alive." They didn't believe her. Jesus even sent more to his disciples. They didn't believe him. But something transpired to where every one of them began to let Jesus work through their life. And that's what I want you to pray this week. Jesus, resurrected Savior of the world, would you work through my life today? Here's the prayer I want you to pray. It's very simple. If you can use anything, Lord, you can use me. And if anyone comes across my path today that needs you, may I ever be so bold to lead them to you. Do you know if you'll pray that prayer, Jesus will confirm his life through you to other people. And when that happens, oh, what a joy it is to be alive, to know that he's using you to bring his hope, his love, and his life to other people, and even his healing. Would you be so bold this week to say, Jesus, use me? I love you. I bless you. I'll see you tomorrow.